Gilbert, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
Wait. So before we get into it, bro, I know we're just talking off camera, but like, I can't remember exactly, but how the heck did you get started as a personal trainer, bro? Like, you just
it's just always been something in me. Kind of just grew up active.
Yeah.
I've always been into sports. Stuff. But I didn't know what I was gonna do growing up. Like most people, I think they don't know what the hell they're gonna do. It just kind of like falls on you. I tried every single thing out there. I was into cars. I was into music. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I knew I was probably gonna be somewhere in like some kind of business.
Got it.
But just didn't know what field.
Which one?
Until I was gonna go. I found physical therapy, to be honest.
Gotcha.
I geeked out. Like, I know myself. If I like go into something, I go 100% into it.
I like that. Dude, that's what I like about you. You've always been an all-in.
Yeah.
Commit.
That could be a bad thing too.
Yeah.
If
it's for bad things. Committing all the way to whatever. Yeah.
But luckily for me, I was able to like zone in on kinesiology and stuff like that, and anatomy and physiology.
Right. That's how you came up.
Yeah. And then at the same time I was in PT, I was doing like, membership counseling for 24-hour fitness.
Yes.
And so I really got to learn a lot of the business side of fitness and that.
Sales, right?
Sales.
How important is sales,
it's
bro?
Everything.
It's everything, right?
It's everything.
Without that, we don't eat.
I was just actually talking to my team this morning. We had this meeting, and I was like, what's your intention? Because we were talking about sales, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, we have scripts, we have things that we do, processes that we do in order for us to close a sale. But what's your main intention? And our main intent is to make sure that we're helping this person.
Yes.
As too much, like, we know we can do it, right? And this is how we're gonna do it. And then we got to just figure out how we can help them at the best. It's like, yes, let's just focus on what we do best, and the sales just come in easily. Yes. It's almost automatic, because if we're just who we are, we don't even have to close them. We're gonna attract them. Kind of deal. So I told them, like, just go. Don't be a salesman. Be someone that helps them get to their goal. And because we're the best at what we do, we're gonna basically drill that. I just want my team to be Top Gun, and we're gonna do the work to be Top Gun. And if we do the work, then everything else just falls in place. We're gonna get the results. We're gonna get the sales, because boom, everything else is just secondary to that. So that my main message this morning was like, what's the intent? Our intent, our main goal is to try to help as many people as much as we can. Yeah. And just spread the love, man. It's the information. It's just, there's so many information out there. Nobody knows where to go. We have the key. We have it's basically, our key is just keep it simple. Yeah.
The KISS protocol, right?
Stick to the basics.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. That's it. Calorie input versus calorie output. How much are you eating in? How much are you moving? Simple. That's it. A little bit of everything. Yes, you can have that, but make sure you're having this too. Creating systems for them. A lot of them, they just don't know that they already have systems in place. And all we're doing is creating better systems for them to put in place.
Makes sense.
That's it. So yeah, I think that's why we've gone so far, is keep the intention to the root of what our mission is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And what people probably wondering, like, when did we meet? Was it 2016, 17?
Yeah, a while back.
Yeah, it was at least 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, at least 5 or 6 years ago.
16,
I remember
17 or 18 we met.
Oh man, I was looking at Instagram. I was like, this guy. I gotta reach out.
Oh, it was Instagram.
It was Instagram.
I just popped up.
Yeah, I DM'd you. I was like, yo, I'm gonna visit some friends in Maui. I'm looking for people.
I remember that.
Right? I was like, I'm looking for people that's in the same industry. You seem to be doing really well. I'd love to meet you. Kind of just, and then everything else from there, just lost them in, dude. Yeah.
Dude.
Because I'm a big believer on, like, you are who you hang around with.
Oh, 100%.
Like I'm just because I've lived it. God, I'm a product of my environment, and shoot. College days, living in a freaking house full of other college kids.
YOLO, yeah.
Come on,
shit,
all we
bro.
did was drink, and
crazy.
Even if I needed to go make sure I knew how to study, I knew how to test the next day. People are partying out right outside. Yeah, we go jam them out, bust out the ook.
Exactly.
And next thing you know, just, hanging the next day.
Oh, that was not fun.
You know, one of the biggest advice I got from I'd say one of my first mentors, Joey. He was the club manager at 24 Hour Fitness at the time. And he was like, you got to get yourself out of that environment, Gil. You know, just get out of there, dude. Move out, you know. And then I did. I was like, you know what? This is a toxic environment. I need to move out of here. And so I moved out of there. And then from there on out, things started to go for the better. You know, my health first and foremost. I got really in tune with my health. You know, instead of just trashing the body. I mean, it's literally just poison at this point that you just, you know. My health got in line. Work came in line. Everything kind of just fell in line for me, you know. And then personal training came on, and the membership experience and the experience from PT just put together. I think it was just a good match, and yeah, we just went all in. Personal training it is. Yeah. And now we're doing this full time.
You know, I've been curious too, Gil. When did you come up with the name Dynamics?
Dynamics? Yeah. Because I'm into music.
Okay.
You know, in music, you have to have dynamics. You have to.
Oh, is that what the word is from?
Yeah,
Dynamics.
Yeah, like, you know, like you have to have build up. You have to have a climax. You have to have a bridge. It's a little bit of everything, and I think that's like
the music term, dynamics.
Well, I mean, with any other term, like I just put the X in it because I like to put the mix into the word, but dynamics would see yes. But everything else is a little bit of everything, right? Like just not just one thing, because if you're doing one thing for too much, anything for too much is going to be bad for you. So our approach to fitness is dynamics. Just in classes, we'll run through different phases throughout the year. So we follow the fitness pyramid, NASM fitness pyramid. Yeah, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. First quarter of the year, we're going to run balance, core, and stability for classes, just because we need to make sure that everybody has those basic building blocks in fitness. Then from there, we go take them to phase 2, strength endurance, next 3 months. Next, after that, 3 months, hypertrophy. Next month is max strength. We put everything together, and then we roll it around again in the first year, beginning of the year. And that's just, you know, we tell our people, our team, it's like, this is maintenance. You know, throughout the year, you should be able to go through all these different fluctuations in your workouts. If you're goal oriented, well, then we got to go and sit you down. We got to coach you. We got to keep you accountable. You know, nutrition is in the forefront. Huge, and that's where we recommend private sessions for people that are looking for results, because that's where we get it. We put nutrition in the forefront.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
That's it. Hold them accountable. And of course, whatever they need to be doing, whether it's phase 2 or phase 3, whatever the goal is. You know, everyone has different goals, but we specialize in weight loss.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's our mission.
Yeah, and then from the last time we talked about, or when we came to Oahu, you had 1 or 2 people?
Yeah. So we have 3 trainers now, and we just added an ambassador.
What is that?
It's our new thing. So we're having our team, so our team members, and if any one of them want to be an ambassador, they're gonna have some like certain responsibilities that they're gonna be doing throughout the month. But their main job is to try to get people into the team by referring, you know, and reaching out to their community of friends and family, and in return, they get a percentage of their membership. So essentially, they can get a free membership if they refer enough people, and maybe if, you know, and we're still working on this, have some kind of stepping stone to where they can, you know, if they reach a certain milestone in sales or referrals, then they can get maybe, I don't know, a little bit more percentage of those of that membership. You know, so now they could actually have a secondary income possibly while promoting something that's, you know, positive and helping other people out in the community. Win, 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 win.
Yeah, everybody wins.
Everybody wins. You know, we get to spread the message. So that's something that we just rolled out. Nikki is our first ambassador.
Oh, that's Nikki.
Yeah. Her name is Nikki. So we just introduced the different campaigns that we're running throughout the month. So we gave her homework to do for herself. It's kind of fun. That's why I got to get back in there, because now I got to figure all this out.
Are they still there?
No, they're done.
Oh,
for
they're
the day.
done. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're done for the day.
Wow.
But I got to go back in there and figure all these systems out.
Yeah.
So we just keep on rolling.
Man, so like, what's been like, bro? Like, what's been like the biggest like shift or like aha since like you first started in set? Wait, when did you start? 20.
Personal training.
Yeah.
God, it was maybe 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
9 years ago. What is it now? 2023, 2025, 2024, maybe somewhere around there.
Wow. Yeah.
Wait.
14.
2014.
Yeah. 2014, 15. Gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I had to make sure that I can. What I did was I had to prove to people first that we can deliver. That I can deliver.
Dude, I love all the reviews you post.
Give
bro.
first, yeah. So
yeah.
we got to deliver first, and then once we can show that we can deliver,
Mhm.
and then we can really start cranking it. So when I first started, shoot, man, $20 sessions. Yeah, let's
I
go.
remember that,
$25
yeah.
personal sessions. Let's go.
Mhm.
I'll take you all in right now just so that we can get the motor going.
Mhm.
But once that we built rapport, now people know, like, and trust us. Now it's even easier of a sale, if anything.
Right, because the social proof is there.
Social
Yeah,
proof. And
people
we've been there.
trust
It's been
you.
years.
Yeah,
We've been going. We've been in the community. We stayed in Kaka'ako the whole time.
that's right. Yeah.
So we
you
want
guys
to be
always
in
been there.
Kaka'ako. That's our territory.
Right.
And that's a very competitive territory. There's like
Kaka'ako's
everywhere.
It's popping.
Yeah, you got Orange
everything's
Theory,
huge.
you got F45, you got CrossFits like in every 3 blocks.
Wow.
There's 2 powerlifting gyms, there's 2 private gyms. I mean, there's like all kinds of studios. There's a lot of competition there, for sure. But it's where we want to be. That's where we were.
And like, so what do you feel like is like the biggest challenge in this phase? Because, bro, we're gonna look back and be like, dude, remember that time we did the podcast?
Yeah,
3 years ago. But what do you feel like right
now? Building the systems.
System
building is the biggest challenge right now because we gotta go fast. And and when you're building systems, you're always gonna run into problems. And then you gotta you gotta revise that system. It's like, oh, we can't do that, so we gotta revise it. So, well, can't do that now because we got this problem. It's gonna, and then we gotta revise it. And then also building and probably placing the right team members at their right spots.
In the right spot.
I'm trying to find where each of my team members or my trainers and coaches shine the most, and then put them into that position where they can just be superstars. Right now, I've just realized that Siobhan, one of our trainers, she's great with digital marketing stuff. She's great with a lot of the social media stuff. So, boom, let's give that to her. I think Rochelle, she's kind of like the mom of the team. She kind of likes to keep things straight. So I think she's going to be our what's the word I'm looking for?
Like an operation kind of person.
Well,
like a manager?
no, but also accountability coach.
Okay.
Like
for like your clients.
For the clients.
Okay.
She's
like a people person.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's more heartwarming. She has that motherly,
gotcha.
Hey,
were
how's
they
everything
previously
going?
your clients?
They were.
Oh, even better.
All of them, actually.
Yeah, even
every
better.
Single one of them. And so they know kind of like the transitions, and they know what I'm trying to, like, they know the message that I'm trying to promote, and they believe in it, and they've gone through it, and all, so it's like, okay, let's all build together.
Yeah.
Let's just all build together. Here's an opportunity. I think we have a really great opportunity here. We do a really good job. We can influence and help a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, was that one of them that we met when we came last time during the summer? You were with one person, or was that a client?
That was a client. That was a client that I was with. But yeah. So cool. Building systems and finding where their superpowers are and how I can fit them in somehow. So that's the stage right now.
Your superpowers are, like, you feel like you're like systems, people's, talking, training, sales. What do you feel like?
I think for me is getting people together.
Okay.
My
Getting people
superpower is
together.
I can um build a group of people and create a team that way,
Oh.
you know, because I can get along and communicate with like everyone in any like level, you know,
Mm.
and because of that, I can also delegate and like, hey, you let's do this together, or we should do that, and do this and do that, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, okay, great, we got something here, gotta do, you know.
Mm.
But again, I think it's team building is
Team
my
building.
my biggest strength.
Wow, interesting. I like that.
Yeah, it's just kind of cool.
Where do you feel like that comes from? That's pretty rare when someone says
No,
team building.
yeah, well,
'Cause
nobody
you're
really
always a
thinks.
team builder, or
I think I've always attracted a lot of people.
okay,
I think it's
okay.
just because of my personality.
Uh,
You know, I'm just like just a people person.
mm.
You know, and that attracts people towards me. And then next thing you know, we got a community.
Handsome yoga too, bro.
Nah,
That's every time, like,
nah,
dude, this freaking hand. I'm like,
nah,
that
no
damn,
way,
bro.
no
So I
way.
would leave the message like, Gilbert, you handsome yoga. You know? I'm like,
Yeah,
that
no
damn.
way, dude.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, dude, like, you know, just getting people together,
yeah.
and I think again, when it comes to the right intent, people will follow you.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool, man. Yeah, different strengths, and like I remember we were talking about what we would feed our minds, bro. Like, what are you reading and stuff like
Dude,
that? Like, any
yeah.
audios?
So the last thing I read, well, actually did an audio book,
Okay, cool.
was Tiny Habits.
Tiny Habits.
Tiny
Not
Habits.
Atomic
Not
Habits.
Atomic Habits.
But you read Atomic Habits.
I haven't though.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't.
What is Tiny Habits?
Tiny Habits is basically just building from, like, it's actually the whole thesis of the book is the Maui habit.
Huh?
It's the Maui habit.
Really?
The Maui habit is when you wake up in the first thing in the morning, and no matter what you feel or think, you say it's going to be a great day. So what it plays on is the reticular activating system, where the reticular activating system is basically like if you didn't have a Ford Mustang and you bought a Ford Mustang prior to you you know, buying that Ford Mustang, you didn't see any Mustangs in the road. But now that you have a Mustang, everyone's got a
It's
freaking
everywhere.
Mustang, right?
Oh, this
So it's
guy
just,
next to me,
yeah.
bang, bang,
So
bang.
it's just whatever's in your awareness. So when you constantly say it's going to be a great day every morning, now throughout your day, subconsciously, your mind is looking for all the reasons why it's going to be a great day.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, the reason is
Yeah.
most people will always beat themselves down for all their failures. It's like, oh man, I missed that, I suck. Oh, and then that starts to come into your subconscious. But then when you're looking for your wins, you know, or the reasons why it's going to be a great day, then you start stacking that, and you start stacking basically, you know, self-confidence. And so when I say I'm going to do something, I've got proof that I can do that because
Yeah,
I've
'cause
been
you
doing
just
all this stuff, and it builds on tiny habits. Like, let's say, hey, what's the smallest thing that you can do that doesn't require a lot of effort, but you can get it down? You know, say multivitamin first thing in the morning, right? Oh, got it in. And at the end of that book, by the way, he says the most important part about this is, if you can take one thing away from this book, is to make sure you celebrate the tiny wins, because we're so much more likely to beat ourselves up for our wins, but we never celebrate any of the losses because you'll think, it's nothing. You know, so you physically have to like fist pump, like pump the chest, like got that multivitamin in, even though it feels silly. We're programming it, you know, to where it's like, yeah, building self-confidence, building like, yeah, this is me, this is what I do. I you know, I do what I say I'm gonna do. And then when you start building that and building that, and that's when you start turning older bad habits and replacing them into better habits.
Wow.
Right?
Reinforcing a positive reinforcement.
Positive reinforcement. So it's just wins and wins and wins and wins. So that's the latest book that I've finished.
Tiny Habits.
Tiny Habits. Damn. Super. I hella recommend it for all coaches, because now you can see the process of change, and you could, for anybody that sits down in front of you, you can figure out where they are in that readiness of change scale, and then you can, you know, as a coach, we can give them certain things to their, okay, well, you know what? You're not there yet, so we're gonna give you this, something small, so you can start winning here, And for somebody that drinks like 5 cans of soda a day, just hey, let's just cut it to like 2 or 3. You still have it, just cut it down to 2 or 3, and then celebrate that win, kind of deal, So yeah, it's direct correlation with health and fitness. It's so good in coaching, so good. So the next one now that I actually just opened up is teach your team how to fish. It's more of like team building stuff kind of deal, because it's exactly where the phase I'm at now. So I cracked it open this morning, this last weekend. Got to like 3 pages, and then I fell asleep. But yeah, that's the new one. It's more of a Christian book.
Okay.
But I think it's the right book for me right now at the phase that I'm at right now.
I like that.
Yeah. Damn. It's the biggest thing. Yeah, dude.
This is good, man. It's always like, that's the whole, what's the quote? Leaders are readers and readers are leaders.
Yeah. Well, I like to listen to, nowadays I try to dictate what I'm hearing and listening to.
I like that.
Because, they say it's like wherever you're focused on, your emotion goes towards and your action follows.
So I'm probably guessing you don't watch the news that much. No, right? Like, oh, this person's dying. This is This doesn't help us.
Not much at all. Not on my day to day.
Yeah,
not on my day to day.
Occasional, right? But not every morning.
Right.
I would kill your what you just said.
Your reticular activating system. Now I'm worried about possible World War III all day. Yeah.
Instead of your clients.
Now trying to help, hey, this is what we gotta do. This is what we gotta do. So that's the biggest thing.
Good point.
Yeah. First thing in the morning, I do go on social media. People don't. People say they don't go on social media. I do though, but I curate who I'm following on social media. So if people talk about death scrolling.
Well, just
I'm scrolling, but everything that's on my feed is nothing but entrepreneurship, self-improvement, meditation.
So it's good stuff.
Just everything. You're the man. You're the man. You're the man. You're the man. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Kind of deal. So first thing in the morning, it's just like, oh yeah, that's who I am. That's who I'm supposed to be, and this is what he does, and that sets me up for the rest of the day.
I like that.
Immediately. I mean, it just sets me up for my meditation in the morning. My gratitude. That's just such a important part of my day that I have to make sure I get that, because otherwise I feel like I'm just on the fly and I'm just trying to catch up. If I get that morning system in, I feel like I'm on top of things, because I am. Oh, I hit that. Off to a great start already. But yeah, super exciting. It's actually kind of me trying to follow in your footsteps, basically. I'm sure you went through every single one of these phases. Yeah. Justin, you're who I'm trying to be, by the way.
Dude,
you're who I'm trying to be, by the way. I'm trying to follow in your footsteps, man. I want to do what you're doing. Built a great team, and spreading your message, man. This is great.
Got Giorgio behind the camera.
That's right.
I think Alan's on the other side.
What's up, Alan?
She was. Yeah.
All right. I want to do this with my team.
She still is. There she is. What's up? She does like everything.
Yeah. So I want to.
Giorgio does everything for the podcast too. So
that's the team I want. That's the team I want too.
Dang. It's crazy, Gilbert. Like our conversation. I love how the conversations change and evolve and it grows. Like, I mean, like what do you feel like the first like 3 books for someone who's like just starting out?
Yeah.
What were like 3 books that like really inspired you in the beginning? I remember. I think I remember some of the authors, but.
Yeah, I wasn't really reading a lot when I first starting.
Yeah.
I again, this was.
Or was it audio?
In the party, it was all audio stuff.
What was the audiobooks?
Some of the classics.
What were the
actually.
classics for you?
I was listening to Earl Nightingale.
Bro.
Right?
Which one?
Acres of Diamonds. Acres of Diamonds.
Yeah, that's a fantastic book.
I was in. Oh God, there was so many. Of course, Tony Robbins. I call him Uncle Tony.
Yeah.
Zig Ziglar.
Oh,
that's
Grant Cardone's mentor.
Yeah. And I take this because again, I've been so lucky to have clients that are I'll call them mentors, because they kind of
That's
guide you. You know, they're like, hey, I know what you're going through right now, all the anxiety stuff. Have faith, do this for me, you know, or read this and listen to this for me, you know. So I think when I was first starting out, it was a whole lot of like, take the leap and believe, because entrepreneurship didn't have a safety net. You know, I'm coming from a paycheck. I got insurance. You know, I'm cruising, right? I'm good. I'm good. I could stay right here all day. But I knew it wasn't me. And when I decided to go into entrepreneurship, I was introduced to these people, self-help books, and you know, motivational speakers, and it's like, huh. You know, I thought this stuff was just for like, you know, people that are just out there,
the special few,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But then it really resonates to me, you know, when, especially if you're in there, if you're actually in the process of making the leap, or like, should I go and should I not go? Should I go? Should I not go?
Yeah.
You know. By the way, for anybody that like, who's thinking about making the leap, make the leap. Make the freaking leap. You know, it's super worth it. Yes, you don't have the safety net, but life doesn't have any safety nets anyway. No matter what, you're probably gonna die somehow.
Yeah.
You can be the most healthiest person in the world and end up with picking something else, kind of deal. You know,
No, that's
so
true.
I say take the leap, man. There's really no. I have no regrets. I have no regrets.
You know, that's a good point, because like, a lot of the safe jobs, let's just say like people would tell me coming up, like, oh, go to the hotels, you know, go to this, or, you know, work at the county, but they're the first to get layoffs, right? Government layoffs, federal gets cut. Yeah, we're gonna lay off 40% of our workers. What? Like, I thought it was, you know, safe. Hotel, same thing. We're gonna lay off half our team. It's like, whoa, right, right, and especially if we don't have the mindset of like, you know, I'm cruising. Then we get wiped out if we're in there. Versus this kind of.
We're always so it doesn't really matter what happens.
It's economically, just going
whatever.
Right,
it doesn't matter. It's just always our lifestyle.
Have you read one of the classics, 10X?
Yeah, that's Grant Cardone.
That was like one of the classics.
That's Grant Cardone, right?
Yeah. Dude, you are a 10X guy. You're like freaking gunning. You're going. You're posting all the time. You're freaking massive action. Like that's what I got from the book. Massive action.
Yeah, I think I still need to work on that massive action stuff. You know? And I know people. They're all. You know, we're all our own worst critics.
Yeah. It says a lot.
But I just know that I can do more.
Yeah.
But I just know I could do more.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, look at
you're here, bro, and you got your schedule going on, and you're like, boom, I'm here, and then you know, going back to the gym, and then you're gonna do some systems, and so you're on the massive action train, bro.
Yeah, trying to get there. Yeah. You know. Again, just trying to like get to your level.
Smile and dial, bro. Just freaking, I love that.
Just gotta get to your level, because I'm thinking Justin, I gotta get to Justin's level. I gotta get to Justin's level, dude. I got no more time. I have no time.
Dang.
Oh yeah, but you know what? It really inspired me. I went when we went to New York and we saw Hamilton.
Oh,
okay. You see Hamilton?
I haven't.
That play?
No.
Okay, so I was like, I really identify with Hamilton here, because he's always kind of he feels like he's always running out of time. He's very driven, but he's always just like, gotta work. You know, and I'm just like, I feel like that right now. Like I have no time for anything, and I feel bad. It's hard for me to say no sometimes, you know, because people want to hang out and like freaking, hey, let's go have drinks, and I haven't seen you for a long time. Let's go out to dinner. It's like I can, but I can't, because tomorrow I'm gonna suffer tomorrow, and next thing you know, I got things to do tomorrow. Kind of deal, you know. And so lately, I've actually been really appreciating my own time alone.
Yeah.
Like I'll go out to the country, get a couple poles out.
Right. You said you like fishing. Yeah.
Just sit there and fish, read.
Yeah.
Dude, like last weekend, I did 4 hours from 8 to 12 at Waimanalo, just cruising, and it felt so good. Like I felt rejuvenated, you know. So I came back home, did everything I needed to do, Monday hits,
Yep.
I'm ready.
You're good to go. You're ready to give back.
Compared to some of those nights where
Dude,
okay,
hangover. Yeah, you got
I'm
the
just
hangover.
Your
head hurts.
Sunday I can't do any of the grocery shopping.
By the time you're fine, it's like 6 p.m.
Yeah, and then
Where
Monday,
did my Sunday go? Yeah.
Monday comes around, it's still lingering.
Yeah.
So.
And then we're 2 days behind the big producers.
Yeah, there you go.
Because they're all the massive. They're like going already. They're not hungover,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think
that's
just because of my age. I've done all the partying in my 20s and my 30s. Mm-hmm. I'm already in my 40s, so I got to make sure that I get to work. Mm-hmm. I'm behind.
Dial in. I like that though. I mean, like for me, it was in my early 20s, it was weed, bro.
Yeah.
Because like you read this stuff and then you start justifying, huh?
Yeah.
Socially acceptable.
Yeah. Same with alcohol, right?
Yeah, socially acceptable. Hey, let's go hang out, man. And then that was one of the hardest things. Is like to say no to the negative influences.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, like see them during Christmas, holidays,
right.
but not every 6 days.
Yeah.
I'd rather see you every 6 days.
Right.
Than go get blasted and
exactly.
Shot for shot, and you're 10 drinks in, and then Sunday you're just a vegetable.
It's terrible,
right? And like what you said, you don't feel recovered till Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then we're behind.
Especially my age.
And then we're behind.
It takes a long time for me to recover nowadays.
Yeah, and we lost a good day of working out. We lost everything. Sales.
I was actually looking. I was actually listening to this. Who was it?
Mm-hmm. What was the gist?
It was basically saying that. Oh God, what was I saying? What was I gonna say? Drinking was well, it was like some kind of it was like online. It said drinking is borrowing happiness from tomorrow.
Wait, so drinking, the quote was drinking is borrowing.
Drinking and partying is borrowing happiness from tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good
because you're going to be hanging and stuff.
Yeah, you're going to be.
I was like, oh, that's pretty damn good.
Dude,
I'm going to take that.
Stuff, yeah.
I'm going to take that.
Like you got to pay the debt.
Yeah, basically.
And then you're in debt tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hangover.
So that's and I grew up in a alcohol environment. My Filipino family, man, we drink. My dad drinks. My mom doesn't drink. But my sister and all the rest of my family's drink. So I grew up in that environment, and I'll tell you, I still will have drinks here and there, and I'll still have those days where I'm just like, oh man, But I'm at that point now. It's where I'm starting to really realize that. Yeah, a lot of stuff is no longer aligned with what I'm trying to do. If anything, it's just holding me back now. Yeah. And
Tiny Habits book, bro.
Tiny Habits.
Bro, there you go.
So I got to implement that.
For the alcohol, bro.
For the alcohol.
That's the big win, bro.
So it goes right back. It goes right back to me.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, and
I respect that.
Yeah, and I feel like the more that I work on myself, the better I become respected to my peers and the people that I'm trying to lead, because I've noticed, like, I have had those nights and those days where I come back and I'm like, oh man, we've got a freaking meeting and I'm all hungover. But then it becomes nonverbal communication to my team that's okay, because now
follow the leader.
Yeah, because now I've seen a couple of them kind of like show up a little bit late.
Yeah, a little bit, hungover sometimes.
Kind of deal, and it's like, this is not the environment that I'm trying to cultivate in this team.
Dang,
it's direct reflection. I'm like,
of you, right?
My God, dude.
Of us.
I can't be doing this. I can't be doing this. I gotta be, lead with an example.
Yeah,
I need to be.
I like
that example for sure.
Example, right? I like that.
Yeah.
From the front end example.
Yeah,
that's huge, bro. I can tell that gets your heart going. Like,
I got a lot of work to do it for myself, though. That's the thing. But that's what I admire. Comes that down to is like I got to work on myself a lot.
Yeah,
I love so it. Yeah, for anybody out there, look inside. Wow. Look inside.
And going back just like 60 seconds about what you said about like the self-respecting. I love that, because when we self-respect ourselves with the self-control, discipline, or what we're doing, then the external happens.
Yeah.
Then other people, your team can be like, dude, Gilbert, fuck, man, you're always sharp. You're looking
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
You dress good. You act good. You know, your brain sharp.
Yeah.
Why are you so excited, Gilbert? You
Yeah.
know, your team is like, fuck, I want to be like you, right? Like, versus the reverse.
It's
Like if I'm hanging on
oh,
weed,
yeah,
dude, like I can't think
yeah.
for like 3 days.
Right.
Man, I remember, and that was when I was early 20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, 21, 22, and I'm like, I
you can
can't think.
recover.
Yeah, even just that.
What was my name again?
Yeah,
what
I'm
was my name again?
like, and I was so slow.
Yeah.
I'm slow. I'm not sharp. I can't have conversations. I'm bullet joy. I mean, it's already hard enough where we're gonna be tired. We're gonna have draw blanks. We're gonna have times where we're gonna slip up and make mistakes, and we don't need to add weed or alcohol, you know, whatever on top of that.
Yeah.
And no, dude, that's huge, bro.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Definitely something I gotta work on for sure.
Respect, bro. No, because you're right. Because then you're like what you said, your team gonna be like, dude, I gotta be like Gilbert.
Yeah. So I gotta transition to somebody that's like on top of it in order for me to be that guy. Yeah.
That
Again,
makes so much sense.
Just following your footsteps, man.
Nah, dude. Dude.
So
Crazy.
I mean, what's next for Yanagida?
Dude,
so we got the jiu-jitsu now.
Pushing in the jiu-jitsu pretty hard now. Yeah. I mean, honestly, because the jiu-jitsu, we've only officially have it opened since this January.
Right. And you guys
it's not even a year in, and it's pretty much majority word of mouth. No really advertising anything. It's mostly people we know. They like it. They come in. Hey, can my friend come? Yeah, your friend can come. Can my cousin come? Yeah, your cousin can come.
Yeah.
Let's give them a free trial. And it kind of like organically, like personal training and fitness. Like, can you come to my boot camp? And same thing. And, you know, super grateful.
Super impressed about you guys taking over the next space.
No, but it's because of everybody involved.
Yeah.
Because I like, for me, like I was just saying earlier, like I'm literally just like I'll just cut the weeds. Like I'll carry the machete and I'll start slicing the weeds. I'm like, fucking weeds, get the hell out of here. Let's put the flamethrower, you know? But without everybody else, it's just a mess.
Yeah.
It's just a mess.
Yeah, you're just the one that cuts down and everybody else lays down the path.
Yeah, and then without everybody else, like we wouldn't have something that's as strong and consistent. And like, I mean, when I think about it, I see every day as like play.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I'm just living.
Yeah.
You know, like I enjoy it so much. I'm just like,
so cool,
dude. Like I wake up and I'm like, all right, like okay, today we get to see this guy. You know, let's try to make a connection with this person. Let's contact this. Let's follow up with them.
Yeah.
Let's see how Johnny's son is doing.
Yeah.
I remember John's son was, you know, something that's sick or. Let's go check on our team. And then, like, to me, it's just stuff we would do without getting paid anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I would do this for free.
That's awesome.
And so, like, it's almost like people can feel that, like what you said. People feel that, like, dude, this is, like, legit. Like,
intentional.
This guy actually feels this thing. Like, because it's the whole energy thing.
Yeah.
I mean, without the team, like, none of this would be here, really. I mean, we wouldn't have the podcast. You know, like Jojo, he's like smiling right now. Handsome bug, handsome Filipino bug. He's single. Ladies, stay away from him. Stay away from him. He's innocent. He's pure.
But dangerous.
Dangerous, bro. Dangerous, bro. Handsome, good looking.
Dangerous. Oh,
six skills. Can talk. Can whisper sweet nothings.
All right.
And then he's very good at like operating like podcasts. And then of course we have our team, all the coaches and stuff like that. But you met Alan, right?
Yeah.
Like she's pretty much like without her, the whole gym would like not exist.
Yeah.
You know, like operations. And
so that's what I'm trying to figure out now. You know,
like how I was saying, so you need your opposite.
Who I'm trying to place in certain positions.
So a good way is when you butt heads.
Yeah.
It's usually opposite of you. Yeah, because you don't want someone just like you, because then in long term it's gonna not work.
Yeah.
Because then it's gonna be because you're a personality type, you're gonna just like blaze through something, and then they're gonna blaze you, but then we're gonna be like, oh my god, like we forgot about . Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Someone opposite of you.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to figure out the structure of the company and how I want to structure it, because the way you guys structured it is you have specific coaches for so you have your for specific roles, right? You have your operations manager. They go in there and they do that. It's specifically you have a
You know one thing,
trainer that
Gil,
does
that
training.
yeah, one thing that really helped is Jocko Willink. So I
Yeah.
went through one of his mentorships,
Hmm.
and honestly, like that's probably been like one of the best things because I went from like, okay, like I mean, I'm still that too. Like, in, sometimes you obviously got to lead from the front and
Hmm.
by example, but then sometimes you're in the back. It's like, bro, all right,
Yeah, I'm
Jojo, you
trying to.
got this, bro. Like, you got this. Let me know how you want to run this. Like, that's more like the Jocko approach of like, hey, let's do it from the middle. Sometimes, hey, bro, let's do it together.
Hmm.
Let's make some calls together. I'll be right next to you. I'm gonna call 20 people. I'll just have you just call people right next to me.
Hmm.
And after it's like, hey, dude, let me know how the 20 conversations went,
Hmm.
right?
Got it.
And Jocko's thought process is instead of like I tell you what to do,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, how do you think we should do this?
Right.
Because then, I mean, I would want to be asked like that
So
too.
it empowers them to be
100%.
more of
Because
a
if
like
like if
part
we're
of the
working
team.
together
Right.
and let's just say that I was your boss and I say, Gilbert, I want you to do operations like that, but in the back of your mind, you're like, nah, there's a better way, right? Versus I say, Gilbert, okay, I need you to come up with something by this Friday. How do you think we should do this? Because this is super important.
Hmm.
Is this something you can kind of come up with a rough draft by
Yeah.
like Friday,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's way better.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
is. It is.
I mean, so like honestly, like if I could just recommend one person or mentor be for that would be
Jago.
Jocko and his co-author Leif.
Mm.
Yeah, EF Online, super good program. You talk to them live.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then Alan and I went to one of his live events, Muster. It was awesome. Dude, Alan like out burpeed me like crazy. Like she's probably in the back
Out
laughing if she's
burpees.
yeah. We wake up at 4 o'clock
And
and
then
she's just like
burpees.
yeah, like because it was a body weight workout with like hundreds of us,
Yeah.
like military side, just
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
school push-ups, military burpees, and I'm just like standing next to her. I'm like, bruh, I'm going so slow compared to her. Like, I'm like, what the
Why you
hell?
gotta
Like,
show off?
yeah, I'm like, bam, I'm like,
Hey, calm
I was
down.
coming up and
Hey,
down,
calm
up and
down,
down.
calm
Yeah.
down. You're making me look bad over here a little bit.
And then you see Jocko just yelling,
Yeah.
when you get down, get back up. When you get
That's
down, I'm like, oh man, this is keeping it
yeah.
real.
That's funny.
But
Yeah, I think
that's a great book, bro.
I think I do some of that already with
Yeah.
like in our meetings, say like marketing campaigns and stuff like that, online, offline. What do you guys think we should do here? But I think what I'm struggling with
Yeah.
is placing them in specific roles.
Mm.
Like I want you to be the accountability coach, or I want you to be our marketing director, or I want you to be our trainer. And we got trainer Tina. She's great at training. But the way initially I wanted to do it is everybody's a trainer,
Mm-hmm.
and then everybody's in sales, and everybody's in marketing. And everybody's doing follow-ups and accountability calls. Like everybody that is a team has to do it, kind of deal. So, but then I'm also starting to realize that, like, yeah, certain people will shine in certain areas where other people won't. And so now I've been kind of playing with the fact, like, hey, maybe I should swap out this kind of system model that I thought would work, and then do it to where appoint it to each person to where they're shining at the best. That's why I was like, that's my biggest next thing right now.
And that works good because let's just say like if I have if me and you we put two people in charge of something and I tell let's just say I have Jojo and then I have his predecessor co-lead a project, right? I say, okay, you both are in charge of it. Which one's gonna be accountable? If I say, wait, how come we didn't get the results? Well, it's actually him. It's actually Jojo's fault. No, but it's actually him, right? Instead of like, okay, one's in charge and then someone's gonna assist the charge, right? If I say, all right, Dodi, you're the predecessor, Jojo's gonna lead this. I want you to support him and how he thinks he should run this program. Bang.
Yeah.
And then at least that way, yeah, it's like at first I was like, nah, I don't like this like chain of command. I don't like the belt systems, different belts, military, soldier. I don't like that at first. Business, I don't like this stuff. But it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. And it's as long as it's like on merit, merit in the sense of like it's earned and work ethic and all that good stuff, and also strong suits too. I think what would be the biggest game changer, bro, is like finding that whatever books you read, you'll read books that all have a similar common in leadership, management, war, whatever it is having a super strong opposite of you, number two. Yeah. So like someone that's a opposite of you, number two. People call it different thing, conciliere, right? Some people, I like that word. Books call it conciliere. Some people call it different things, but like there's always like a, military general and then the lieutenant or whatever like that. And just from the things I've read, the mentors that told me, they're like, you gotta like do that. And I was like, oh shit.
Find your number two.
Yeah. That's one of the most important things you can do. Yeah, because because we have blind spots, right? Me and you. We're all human. We all. And if it wasn't, honestly, I'm not just saying this to like be positive, but like in terms of like legit outcomes, I would say like 80% of the things wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for. I mean, I would still make stuff happen, right? Figure it out and whatnot. But like without Alan being in her spot and doing what she does and going the extra mile and stuff like that, like we wouldn't be where we are, and we wouldn't be on the trajectory to do what we're trying to do. Yeah. A strong number two. That's but then that's also your biggest weakness. Yeah, biggest strength and biggest. It's like having a girlfriend or a wife or something. They're your biggest strength, but then they can be your biggest weakness, right? Because it's like they know everything. And they know you're hurting sometimes. They know all the secrets, all the behind the doors. So.
Funny is
which one do you trust more of your two clients that turn trainers? That's a huge thing. Your confidant.
I'm not sure yet. I think they're all great in their own little. They all shine in different ways. But I never really looked at them as I'm looking for my number two.
That's gonna be
because I've always been like, we're gonna build you up. We're gonna build you up. We're gonna build you up. We're gonna build you up, so that we're all just freaking Voltron. Right. Power Rangers. Everyone's just a freaking lead. Everyone's the lead.
That makes sense.
But even with the Avengers, you still have a leader with the Avengers.
Chain of command, right? And then, right. 100%. Iron Man and Spider-Man is following him, right? And no one's thinking Spider-Man's in charge of Iron Man. No one's thinking that. No one thinks that.
Exactly. I think that's something that thanks, dude. I think I gotta start looking into. It's funny you say that too, because I think Bedros Keuilian.
Yes, huge.
I remember listening to one of his podcasts, and he was like, I had my predecessor, and we clashed heads a lot, but he at the end he was like, I wish I knew this at the time, but it was all my fault that we clashed heads because I wasn't being the leader that he needed me to be. Because he was such a top high performer and I wasn't, that's when things were clashing. Because a top performer will not follow somebody that's below him.
Right. And that's
so you gotta
law
be
respect.
You gotta be a freaking beast too.
100%.
In order for you to have a fucking like Top Gun, like leading, like following your path. So what happens? The predecessor leaves, moves to Hawaii, starts his own franchise. Guess what it is? F-45.
No shit. Bedros Keuilian. Oh my god.
So his predecessor bounced.
Wow.
Started F-45 and he's killing it.
Wow.
And I was like, yep, now he did it. And I'm like, and he was like, it's all my fault. I'm glad for him and his growth and everything, but we could have been so much more with him in this team, instead of him doing what he did, which is awesome. We did.
And that's the thing about like having someone opposite, like And then the hard thing is going to be like submitting our ego. Nobody likes that word.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to be submissive to, like,
Yeah.
what? I'm going to be
Yeah, I'm the leader.
It's like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna
Yeah.
submit to you. Like, but even in martial arts, like, when you submit, you tap out. I just got submitted. There's no shame, like, actually, I'd rather that happen. I would say like 80% of the time, and then like what you said, 20% of the time, like you're in great shape. I can see your veins popping. Like you practice
Yeah.
what you talk about. Same with martial arts, right? Like a let's just say like a colored belt wouldn't follow a white belt. Like that makes sense. You got to be a beast too. But I like that because it's like if you flip it, and then the 80%, is more like, okay, how do we should do it? 20% of the time it's like, all right, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then there's not going to be as much pushback. It's like, okay, yep,
Yeah.
makes sense. Right?
Yeah.
He probably has an idea. She probably has an idea. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
You let me know how you want to do this. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
I've always had that. I don't know. I've always been infatuated like with King Arthur and the medieval ages.
Yeah. History.
So,
yep.
as a kid, I've always wanted to have the round table where I get to say, "Hey, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?" Okay, let's go with that. So that's kind of like what I've been kind of structuring the meetings about. Well, first I'll lay down the meeting. Hey, this is what we got to do. We got to step it up here. The classes need a little bit more energy. You need to talk a little louder, a little faster transitions in between private sessions and classes. You got to, this and that. But then at the same time, it's like, okay, we're going to talk about music. How do we make a music? Any suggestions? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, we should create a playlist, or should we just find one that already exists, kind of deal, should we go into seasons with it, should we put in some Christmas freaking high energy music on or something kind of deal, so it's kind of cool that it's starting to like happen, but I still got to figure out how to navigate through this because it's all very relatively new to me.
Yeah, and I love that you're sharing that. Have you read any John Maxwell stuff?
No.
Okay. So
John
he's
Maxwell,
another.
what does he do?
Bedros also recommended. He's like, you only need 2 leadership mentors: John Maxwell, Jocko Willink. And I was like, what? So one of the things that Maxwell says is to for this shift is from being the soloist to the conductor. But sometimes we got to be a soloist too to show that we're a beast too. But most of the time we have to be the conductor. So like, what does a conductor do? They don't really get that much the credit.
You go.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't really get that much the credit. So like that's usually like the coach or whatever. But then the UFC fighter or like the whoever competing at jiu-jitsu, boxing, whatever, they get the spotlight.
Yeah.
Right? Because they get the medals.
Yeah.
They get the glory. And then the conductor or coach is just kind of in the back. Right? And so like, but that's hard for people's egos sometimes.
Yeah, I actually would rather be in the back.
Right, but like but for like especially like people, salesperson, A-type personality, it's sometimes hard.
Yeah, they want to stop.
It's very hard to not get the attention, like that kind of attention.
Yeah,
but if we can shift it to like, I mean, no problem. But in the sense of like soloist to conductor.
Yeah,
which I feel you're doing.
Conductor. I gotta try and be that. Yeah,
conductor. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Dude, if you can read just like a book or 2, audio book, and those 2 guys, John Maxwell and Jocko Willink, I would probably recommend. It's on Audible. Leadership Strategies and Tactics. That's Jocko Willink.
Jocko, yeah.
Really opened the eyeballs.
Yeah, he's the military.
Navy SEAL route. I like having that polarity.
Yeah.
One was a pastor and more of a business coach.
Yeah.
And then one was like in the trenches in the war.
Yeah.
And then came up in the war. And so the thing is, they come up with the similar philosophies.
Yeah.
Just different stories and how they got to it.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes Maxwell stuff hits better for some people. Sometimes Jocko stuff hits better.
Yeah.
But if you just read those 2 authors, I promise you're gonna 10x. Yeah. If you whatever's in the book, and
I'm buying it today, dude.
Yeah, put in an audio book or a screenshot, send it to me, be like, bro, I'm listening to it, and listen to it 10 times. It's just like fitness, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say like, hey, just do a bicep curl once and then you're done.
Yeah.
Or like, what happens if I say, Gilbert, dude, you have a 6-pack? congratulations, you can stop working out. No, right?
You can eat McDonald's now.
No, every day, right? You can't just stop.
Yeah.
That's the beginning.
Yeah,
and like I feel
good.
like with the books, like what you're saying, it's like specific topics for specific seasons. And I feel like right now, if you just go through those two guys, I'd probably start with Leadership, Strategies, and Tactics, and then John Maxwell. There's a book called 21 Laws of Leadership. Great book.
That sounds like exactly what I need.
Great book, yeah. Because everything we just talked about reflects that. You don't like the self-respect thing, right? Law of respect is like people will follow people that they respect. And then it's hard to follow someone you don't respect.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh man, I don't really respect this person.
Yeah, like
it's hard. But then where does it come from? Self-respect, self-discipline, self-control. And then that's why it's good to have those two books. And
I like that. Yeah, I'm picking that up today.
Yeah. And some people tell me it's a lot of pressure, pressure or what's the word, responsibility, whatever, like, because people are watching you more, it's like, hey, Gilbert, like, what is he smoking weed on the side? Especially as your team gets bigger, like, hey, dude, he got fucking blackout wasted on at that bar over there. Right. And then like they're watching more. And so even more so gotta set like one of the principles, set the example occasionally, and then lead from all three. Sometimes from the front, by example. Sometimes, and then you don't want to do too much of that, right? Because then it's like, well, I can just leave it to Gilbert. He'll take care of it. And then sometimes in the middle, hey bro, let's make some phone calls together.
Yeah, work together with him.
Hey, real fast, let's make a video message, bro. Boom, and then we're doing it together, right? Hey, what's up, guys? Blah blah blah. Sometimes it's from the back. Gilbert, you got this. Yeah. Let me know, right? And then
I've actually
3 levels.
So I never did that. I actually just straight went into start directing them to start doing things
from the front,
from the back. Just started like telling them to do things, which a lot of them were kind of like uncomfortable with, you know. So that's a better way of attacking that.
Right. Sometimes with them.
Yeah, show them first, or do it with them, kind of deal, so they get a little bit more comfortable, and then you go. That's really good.
I promise that the books, those 2 books, will change 80%. Like, I guarantee it'll 10x if you just keep listening and then make that like the subconscious. Because if we only go from the back, and I tell you, hey Gilbert, you go do this,
straight dictator.
Because then you're gonna be like, dude, like, let me see how you do it, right? Because you're gonna be like, dude, show me. Like, if I show you a jiu-jitsu move, or if I don't show you, I just say, hey, do that. Gilbert, I want you to do an arm bar. You're gonna be like, sure.
Okay.
Right. And then, but versus I said, hey, let's do it together. And then lead from the front would be like, all right, Gilbert, I'm gonna show you how to do an arm bar. Boom. This is how we do it. Bang, bang, bang. Pinch your hips. Boom. Your knees together. From the front now together. From in the trenches, right? In the trenches. All right, let's do it together. We're in the trenches together. We're in the grind together. Now you trust me more. Okay, great. Like, oh, that's how you do an arm bar. Thanks for doing it with me. Now when I ask you, Gilbert, can you show me an arm bar? You're like, yeah. And if I give you feedback, constructive feedback, and say like, oh yeah, bro, if you just pinch your knees a little bit more and control the wrist, it'll be a better arm bar. You're not going to resist me as much. Right? Because if it's just from the back, you'd be like, dude, you didn't show me that. In the back of your mind, right? In the back of your mind.
Like, what do you mean?
You didn't even show me that. Right? You're going to have a little bit more resistance. And that's
questioning it.
That's what these guys talk about.
Wow.
And Bedro says, particularly Jocko stuff, and he sent him and his team to Muster, which is the live event, and it like changed the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, Fit Body Boot Camp.
So that's what I need to do because we're starting to do like more like teaching stuff, online. How do you? So we did a video the other day with me with the Bulgarian split squat.
Okay.
And I wanted to do is have all the trainers do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, hey, you go, but instead of me just dictating them, like, hey, you make a video, because they're all kind of like, I don't know, I'm gonna stutter, this and that. I think I'm gonna approach it that way instead of like, hey, you know what? I'll do it first. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and then maybe we could do another one together.
Yeah. There you go.
And then let them do it.
And they'll actually feel more comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Too. And they'll respect you more. because you're doing it. You're not just telling them, like, all right, Gilbert, you do this. They'll be like, oh, wait, right? He's doing it. Like,
he did it.
Or
he did it.
or even like if it's with together.
Yeah.
Right. Sales calls. Right. If you just say, hey, make the sales call versus the first time, they're terrified. Like, hey, Gilbert.
Yeah.
I'm right next to you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make some phone calls. And sometimes you just make them first, like what you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think,
dude, this is like turning me
excited.
on. This is exciting, bro.
It's good stuff.
JoJo's like giggling, and it's like, I know JoJo's like, that damn man. Yeah.
We get into the entrepreneurship,
dude. This is good.
Sales. Have you read Bedros' Man Up yet?
I haven't read that book.
Oh yeah, that's the second. I finished that like last year. Good one, dude, because it just.
What was the big takeaway?
Shit, you know what? That book, at least for me, what I took from it was self reflection.
Self-reflection.
It's you, like, you got to look inside. It's basically everything that we just talked about. Like, it's self-reflection. Man the fuck up.
Yeah, step it up.
Man the hell up, because everything is just too easy. It's too easy to just not do anything. It's too easy to just be comfortable at this life that society has led you to believe is normal, which is not actually. It's everything is made up. In my head, I feel like everything is made up by businesses and markets, right? One thing that I've been doing is fasting breakfast. And,
okay. So you break fast at what time?
12, lunch.
And see, like, that's what the word breakfast comes from. Break your fast.
Break your fast, right?
You break fast. And what time do you break your fast? Now society tells us, oh, break your fast as soon as you wake up. Eat breakfast.
Right. But that's been like kind of made up by
the cereal industry.
Yeah, the food industry, right? Hey, you
General Mills.
Right. They made that
eat
stuff
this
up.
cardboard.
Right.
Yeah.
Oftentimes people get caught up in things that really don't affect you personally. Like, I mean, Hawaii is very big in football, and here in Oahu, I've got a lot of clients that are diehard UH fans, or like sports fans and stuff like that too. Where it's like, we got to get this thing done, but we got football though, and because we got football, we go here and we do this. And it's like, well, if you do that, that's going to derail everything exactly what we're trying to do here, And well, this is everything that should matter to you. This does not affect you at all. Whatever happens in this game, And I feel like that's just another way of keeping other people's attention and focus on other things to spend money rather than focus on their own self-development.
Bro, and right there, like I got this from. It was Leif, his experience working for Jocko. And he basically said that Jocko really never did any of that, right? But all the boys would say, hey, Super Bowl Sunday, whatever, right? NFL, whatever. And his thoughts were, dude, Jocko is not really celebrating Super Bowl. Like, what? Like, he's worried about people dying. He's worried about, like, making sure everyone comes home alive.
Yeah.
And then my interpretation of that was also from his book too, was like, of course, that's a good example of Jocko lead from the front. Like, like people look at that, they're like, and by example, it's like, dude, like, okay, Mr. Jocko, boss man, he's not really going nuts on NFL.
Yeah.
Or let's just say if there's like a concert on Thursday.
Right.
And
Taylor Swift is coming
into
town.
And instead of like selling or whatever.
Right.
And if we're the ones with the work ethic, and that's what I mean. Like we cannot let down on our work ethic or 10x or go, right? Because then it's like, you know what? I can just not show up.
Yeah.
I can just whatever.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. I mean, I would feel like that too if I was working with I'd be like, dude, like. This guy doesn't even come anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, what is he doing? Like, he's on a freaking yacht. What the hell is this? What is he doing?
Yeah, right.
I would actually get kind of annoyed. And maybe at first I'd be like, all right,
yeah,
this guy deserves a break,
Sure.
And of course, if it's like a one time, someone got married or it has a kid, of course, in emergencies, of course.
Yeah.
But in the sense of like the the example of like work and work ethic and stuff like that comes from you.
From us. Yeah. I mean, for me, I like, dude, I'm going on a vacation on December, and I just never feel like I can take a vacation. I just don't have the time, and because I feel like if I lose a day of work, I'm always like swimming upstream. So if I take some days off, guess what? I'm way back here even more. Especially in training is, we got to make sure that people are at certain emotions, like motivated, because God, a week or sometimes a weekend can derail that
100%.
easily.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, like
tiny
they're
habits
dropping off.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, like I'm only seeing you like once a week, or now it's been 2 weeks since I saw
and now
you.
They drop.
And then they start dropping off, and that's completely because I took this off, because I didn't have that, you didn't have the follow up, or we didn't have the session on Monday, and we couldn't hold you accountable there because I took off. And things like that have happened when I've taken vacations before, and and when I get back, it's always kind of like damage control.
It's
like,
that's
okay, what do we got? Where we at? Where do we move forward from here?
And that's a good point, bro. But like a lot of the self-improvement books and stuff, like when Cardone or whoever talks about like not taking a 99% of people, maybe only 1% will be like, yeah, 99% of people will think it's nuts, but it's no joke when they say like they didn't take a personal vacation like for like the first 10 or 20 years. They just, I mean, Cardone said the only personal vacation he took in 20 years was for a honeymoon for like 5 days. That was it. And you're right, because it'll kill momentum. Like, imagine if we're working together. And we're working on a serious project, a business, right? Or whatever. And I go out to have I don't drink, but I go out to drink margaritas, and I'm sipping on the beach, and I'm cruising. How do you feel? And you're at home grinding.
Right.
Like, bro,
what the hell, dude?
What are you doing? Right? Because you would unconsciously sabotage. You'd be like, bro, like, why is this guy drinking margaritas at a goddamn beach, and I'm freaking grinding at 5 a.m?
Yeah, we gotta get this thing launched up.
Now, how would you feel if I said, I'm going out for a mission to collaborate with New York, and I'm collaborating with guys in Texas, making some gyms, whatever. And then now, you don't see. I'm not drinking, but you're seeing me, and I'm sending you stuff like, hey man, I just got connected with New York Times,
leading the path, right?
Yeah, and I just got connected with iHeartRadio. They don't exist anymore, but whatever. I got connected with this F45 director. How do you feel now?
I gotta get motivated.
You're like,
let's go
kick some ass, right? Like,
go.
Yeah.
So I got this from behind. Go kill that.
And one piece of advice I got from Cardone was, how do you make your work feel like play, so that you don't feel like you got to go to
take a vacation?
Yes, and that's the key to people in self-employment. It really is.
Well, I think we got lucky.
Gotta talk about this, bro.
Yeah,
dude, we gotta go deep on this.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say we got lucky because training. Like I tell my clients all the time, like, dude, training. I'm cruising with my clients. We build connections. We get intimate with
100%.
like our relationships goes deeper than 100%. Just anybody, like with other customers.
It's the personal first, the training second. Right, personal training.
And so when we're in there talking, when we're kicking butt, don't get any bad ideas about that. But we're killing it. But at the same time, we're cruising. We're chilling. Like, dude, this 340. Let's go.
It's
we're gonna run that one back, right? We're gonna run that one back. We did 320 last week. We're up 20 pounds this week. Let's do this.
Agreed.
So that is kind of like playing. That's why I feel like I am kind of lucky to be able to do that, because I can run, 6 to 7 p.m. days. Dude,
that's why we're in such a good industry. And what kind of people pay? Right? They have good mindsets. Right? They can charge. If they pay $70, $80, $90 an hour, that's the kind of good environment. And like, wrapping up, Gilbert, like, what is like some advice to somebody who wants to work out, or just kind of like, like kind of worried to start working out? What would your advice be? Like, man, I don't know where to start. There's so much information.
Yeah,
What do you tell them?
So like for somebody that's trying to lose weight, and I work with one of my clients a lot about this, goes back to that one book, dude, Tiny Habits.
Tiny Habits. That's the theme, bro. Yeah. Tiny habits, bro.
Tackle the small wins first.
Gotcha.
Because if you're not ready to start kicking butt like that, because people, all right, top elites, pro bodybuilders, the gym's filled with them, right? They're in there for 3 to 4 hours, but that's elite stuff, right? They're in there. For somebody who's just barely starting out, so there's a readiness of change scale, right? 1, 2, 3. Hey, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to give up my lifestyle just yet. 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10. Like, yo, man, I've been doing this, been doing this. It's been 6 months. What am I doing wrong? 10, I can give you this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go hard. But I can't give that to this person. Yep. This person is gonna start off with, let's try to cut that, thing out. That Pauhana drink every night. Let's maybe cut down that to 3. So start with the small wins that have big returns. And that way you start building rapport with yourself, which will allow you to tackle on bigger wins.
I like
because you can't tackle on those big wins without stacking rapport for yourself. You gotta believe that you can do this first. like any fighter that would go into that cage, you gotta believe if that fighter goes in that cage and he doesn't think that he's gonna beat this person, you might as well not go in there.
You're screwed.
Right?
Yeah, you're
screwed. But GSP, even if he loses, he still thinks that he can beat that person. Right. I just made a mistake. He just caught me slipping.
Yeah.
I can beat this guy even when they lost. It's that kind of mindset. But you can't get there yet. You gotta build the rapport in your own self. You got to be able to say, yeah, I am who I say I am, because there's definite proof. I've done it. Boom, multivitamin, glass of water in the morning, meditation, gratefulness, pop, 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 win, 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 win. Okay, I am who I say I am, at least so far.
I like that.
But then also accept this part. Accept that you're going to fail a lot throughout the rest of the day. You're going to fail a lot of all the decisions. But, designate 3 must wins, 3 or 4 must wins, small, easy wins. Once you get those, then stack on another win, another easy win, But then, you went McDonald's instead of eating like something healthier, that's okay. That's all right. You're human, eating, you were supposed to walk today, but you got tired and you got lazy. That's all right. But you still got this. Next day, and then celebrate, right? Celebrate. Let's go. I'm the man. So start with the tiny habits first and build yourself up there.
Dude, tiny habits. That's the
tiny
theme,
habits.
Where can people find you, Gilbert?
DynamicsHawaii.com.
DynamicsHawaii.com.
Yeah.
And then social media.
Social media is Dynamics Hawaii.
Okay, gotcha.
DYNMA.
Yeah. Everything will be on the links.
NAMAX Hawaii.com.
Anything you want to close off with, Gilbert?
Yeah.
Freaking. We could talk for another hour, bro. Like, what do you want to end off with, bro?
God, I don't know, man. I came here with anything and everything, open mind, being with you, just surround yourself with positive people. I think we are all kind of like osmosis, right?
Yeah,
like,
we're on the come up.
Yeah, if everyone's positive around you, man, everyone's going to, and if you are positive yourself, you're going to attract a lot more people that want to be positive with you. And I think you're cultivating that kind of culture. That's kind of same culture I want to cultivate, and it's good to be here with you, man.
Dude, Gilbert, thank you, bro. Thank you, brother.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe.
Cheers, guys.
See you guys in the next one.
All right.
Yes.